Almost everyone says they're using AI now. They've opened the apps, typed the prompts, maybe even told friends they're working with AI. Yet somehow the results still feel flat. The writing sounds generic. The ideas feel obvious. The output looks impressive for about 10 seconds, then completely forgettable. That disconnect isn't because AI is weak. It's because most beginners are learning AI backwards. They're starting with tools instead of thinking. They're treating AI like a magic box instead of a system that needs direction. And without realizing it, they're locking themselves into beginner-level results no matter how advanced the model gets. In this video, we're not listing tools. We're not chasing features. We're breaking down why most people misunderstand AI at a foundational level, what they're missing when they talk to it, and how professionals actually think when they use it. By the end, you won't just use AI, you'll understand how to work with it in a way that finally produces results that feel intentional, sharp, and human. Number 1, the biggest beginner mistake. Starting with tools. Most beginners approach AI the same way they approach new apps. They ask questions like, which AI is the best? Or what tools should I use for this task? That mindset feels logical, but it quietly causes most of the frustration people experience. Tools are just interfaces. They're wrappers around intelligence, not the intelligence itself. When beginners jump straight into tools, they end up tool hopping. One day it's a chatbot. The next day it's an image generator. Then it's an automation platform. Each promises better results, but the output still feels generic, shallow, or inconsistent. So people assume the tool is the problem. Professionals think differently. They don't start with tools, they start with functions. Instead of asking which AI to use, they ask what role the AI should play. Is it acting as a researcher, a writer, a strategist, a data summarizer, an assistant that reduces decision fatigue? Once that role is clear, the tool becomes almost irrelevant. This is why two people can use the same AI and get wildly different outcomes. One treats it like a vending machine, the other treats it like labor they're directing. If you begin with tools, you get surface-level results. If you begin with roles, you get leverage. And that shift alone explains why many beginners feel stuck, while others quietly move much faster with the exact same technology. Number 2, the 3 layers of AI most people never see. To understand why beginners struggle, it helps to break AI into layers. Most people only interact with one of them. The first layer is the interface layer. This is what beginners see. It's the chat window, the text box, the send button, and the illusion of conversation. This layer feels intuitive and friendly, which is why people assume they're already using AI correctly. The second layer is the reasoning layer. This is where quality actually comes from. It includes context, constraints, examples, step order, and clarity of intent. The AI doesn't think on its own. It predicts responses based on what you provide. The more structured you're thinking, the more structured the output becomes. Most beginners barely touch this layer. They ask short questions and expect deep answers. When that doesn't happen, they blame the model. The third layer is the system layer, and this is the one almost no beginner consciously engages with. This layer includes workflows, reusable instructions, feedback loops, and task decomposition. It's where AI stops being a novelty and starts becoming reliable. Professionals don't open AI and start from scratch every time. They reuse frameworks, they iterate, they guide the model step by step. Over time, the AI becomes predictable, because the system around it is predictable. A useful analogy is this. AI isn't a vending machine where you insert a prompt and receive intelligence. It's closer to a junior employee on their first day. If you give vague instructions, you get vague work. If you provide structure, context, and feedback, performance improves rapidly. Most beginners never realize they're stuck at the interface layer, and as long as they stay there, AI will always feel underwhelming. Number 3, why prompts don't work for most beginners. One of the most common complaints about AI is that prompts don't work. People copy prompts from social media, paste them into a chatbot, and feel disappointed when the results aren't impressive. The problem isn't the prompt. It's the missing context behind it. Humans communicate with implied understanding. We assume shared knowledge. We leave details unsaid because other people can infer them. AI cannot do that. When you give AI a short instruction, it fills in the gaps using probability, not intention. That's why outputs often feel generic. The model isn't being lazy. It's doing exactly what it was asked to do with limited information. Real skill isn't writing clever prompts, it's learning how to brief the AI. Briefing means explaining background, defining goals, setting constraints, and clarifying what success looks like. Instead of asking for an answer, you describe the situation that leads to the answer. Once you start doing this, the AI feels less like a chatbot and more like a collaborator. It stops guessing what you want and starts working toward it. This is also why experienced users often think out loud with AI. They don't just ask for results, they share reasoning, expectations, and trade-offs. The model responds by aligning with that structure. The quality of AI output is rarely limited by the model. It's limited by the clarity of the thinking behind the request. Quick pause. If this video is helping you see AI differently, hit like so more people stop learning it the wrong way. And subscribe if you want practical breakdowns like this instead of hype and shortcuts. Now let's keep going. Number 4. How people who get results actually use AI. People who consistently get strong results from AI don't rely on one-shot prompts. They break work into stages. Instead of asking AI to complete a large task all at once, they divide it into smaller, manageable steps. Each step has a clear objective. Each output feeds into the next input. For example, rather than asking AI to write an entire report, they might first ask it to outline key points based on given criteria. Then they refine the structure. Then they generate sections one at a time. Finally, they edit and tighten the output. This approach does two things. First, it reduces ambiguity. The AI doesn't have to guess what matters most. Second, it creates consistency. Each step builds on decisions made earlier instead of reinventing everything. This is sometimes called step-based prompting or structured interaction, but the name doesn't matter. What matters is the mindset. AI performs better when it's guided through a process instead of being thrown at a result. Beginners often assume this is inefficient. In reality, it saves time because the outputs require far less correction. The AI stops wandering and starts cooperating. When you treat AI like a system you're managing rather than a shortcut you're exploiting, the quality jump is immediate and noticeable. Number 5. The limitations beginners ignore until it's too late. Another reason beginners struggle is that they misunderstand AI's limits. They expect accuracy, objectivity, and up-to-date knowledge in all situations. When AI fails to deliver that, trust erodes quickly. There are 3 major limitations that matter most. First, training data bias. AI reflects the patterns it learned from data. If certain perspectives or styles dominate that data, the outputs will reflect it. Second, knowledge cutoffs. Many models don't have real-time awareness. Asking about recent events can lead to incomplete or incorrect answers. Third, hallucinations. These are confident-sounding but incorrect outputs. Hallucinations aren't random. They often appear when the model lacks sufficient grounding or when a task demands certainty where none exists. This doesn't make AI useless. It means it must be used appropriately. Creative brainstorming tolerates uncertainty. High-stakes decisions demand verification. AI is not a source of truth. It's a reasoning amplifier. Understanding that difference prevents disappointment and misuse. Number 6. The mindset shift that changes everything. Once you step back, a clear pattern emerges. People who succeed with AI don't chase tools. They don't obsess over prompts. They don't expect magic. They focus on thinking clearly, structuring work, and guiding the system. They move from tools to roles, from prompts to briefs, from answers to processes. This mindset scales. It works across different AI models, industries, and tasks. And it's why beginners who adopt it early feel like AI suddenly clicked. The truth is simple. AI doesn't replace thinking, it magnifies it. If your thinking is vague, the output will be vague. If your thinking is structured, the output becomes powerful. If there's one takeaway from this video, it's this. Most people don't fail with AI because it's complex. They fail because they never learn how to work with intelligence instead of asking it for answers. Once you stop treating AI like a magic